That's me. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I screaming so much? Well, the bastard's only gonna put bloody salmon on the menu. I don't like salmon. Do you want to know why I don't like salmon? Oh, well first, I have to tell you about salmon farming. Salmon farming is a type of aquaculture, or fish farming, where salmon are raised in man-made tanks or enclosures in the ocean. Salmon is farmed because it's a popular and nutritious food source, but wild salmon populations are limited and cannot meet growing demand. With salmon farming, we can produce a consistent supply of fresh salmon year-round. In fact, over 70% of the salmon we eat comes from farms. But how does salmon farming work? Well, the process begins with young salmon, called smolts, which are raised in freshwater hatcheries until they're ready to be transferred to the ocean. Once in the ocean, the salmon are placed in large net pens where they should be fed a specialized diet and closely monitored for health and growth. As the salmon grow, they are moved to larger pens to allow for more space and continued growth. After about 18 to 24 months, the salmon are ready for harvest and are carefully processed for sale. The scale of salmon farm is impressive. In 2018, global production of farmed salmon reached a record high of nearly 3.3 million metric tons. That's enough to feed over 19 billion people a single serving of salmon. The intention with salmon farming was for it to play a crucial role in providing a sustainable and reliable source of this delicious and nutritious fish. In reality, this is not the case. One of the major concerns of salmon farming is the impact that it has on surrounding ecosystems and the environment. When salmon are raised in close-quarter net pens, they can produce large amounts of waste and excess nutrients. This can lead to water pollution, as well as harmful algal blooms and the destruction of vital habitat for other marine species. Farmed salmon are often fed a diet of wild-caught fish, which can lead to overfishing and depletion of wild fish populations. And because farmed salmon are raised in close proximity, they are more susceptible to diseases and parasites. To prevent the spread of these diseases, farmed salmon are often treated with antibiotics and other chemicals, which can also cause harm to the surrounding environment. With salmon farms most commonly being located near the mouths of rivers, lots of these diseases often find their way into wild salmon populations and other fish who are passing by. The negative effects of salmon farming are not just limited to the ocean. The production of farmed salmon also has a significant carbon footprint, contributing to climate change and other environmental issues. Despite having a smaller carbon footprint than beef or lamb, in Scotland alone, salmon farming was responsible for 616,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent greenhouse gases in 2019. With the demand for farmed salmon production expected to increase by over 50% by 2030, these emissions will only grow. And if you still aren't convinced, not only is farmed salmon damaging to the world around you, but it's also harmful to you, with farmed salmon containing up to 40 times more PCBs than other foods. PCBs being a highly carcinogenic man-made chemical. So, while salmon farming does provide a valuable food source, it is important to consider the potential consequences and strive for more sustainable and environmentally friendly practices. So, what exactly can we do? One solution is to shift our consumption habits and consider alternative fish species that are more sustainable to farm and eat. For example, trout is a delicious fish which has a similar taste to salmon, but it has a much lower environmental impact. In fact, a recent study found that trout farming produces only 1/10 of the carbon emissions that salmon farming does, and trout is a much more versatile and adaptable fish, making it easier to raise in a variety of different environments. But it's not just about choosing different fish to exclusively farm. We also need to change our attitudes and behaviours when it comes to seafood. Instead of automatically reaching for salmon and cod, we should be open to trying new and lesser known fish species. This can help support sustainable fishing practices and reduce demand for the environmentally damaging farmed salmon. Hopefully, you'll pick up something different in the supermarket.